Answer gonna be 6. So 1 Canadian dollar is equal to 6. 1 Canadian dollar is equal to 6 peso. We find out, or 6 peso over Canadian dollar. So how much? 200 pesos? Sorry, how much 200 Canadian dollar? So 6 multiplied by 2, 200, answer is 1200. So if we go to the airport exchange and if we present our Canadian dollar, we will get only 1200 pesos. But this person, tourist, is giving us 1300 pesos. So there is a benefit of 100. So we conduct the transaction from the tourist. So that is beneficial for us. Here we go. This is the solution. So it is better for us to exchange Canadian dollar with the tourist, and you will receive 1300 rather than 200. So everybody understand that? Lancelot, Oliver, Rujie, Ichie, Tiffany, Sufyan, right? Everybody understand?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's move on. So we have another question here. Again, breakout room activity to further strengthen your cross exchange rate grip. So let's take the picture, and I'm going to be opening breakout room once again. So those who are watching online, so please pause the video because I'm going to pause the recording here. And once we are done, I will be resuming the recording and we see the solution. Okay, class, welcome back after another breakout room activity. So we were discussing this class activity here. Let's discuss the solution here. So today you notice the following exchange rate quotation: $1 is equal to 3 Argentine pesos. So if we want to convert it into ratio, this is 3 Argentinian pesos over $1. And 1 Argentino peso is equal to 0.5 Canadian dollar. So which is 0.50 Canadian dollar divided by 1 Argentinian pesos. So you need to purchase 100,000 Canadian dollar with US dollars. How many US dollars you need to find out? So what you want to find out must be in the denominator. You want to find out $1 is equal to how much? Canadian dollar. Or what is the value of 1 Canadian dollar into US dollar? Both can be done and answer going to be the same. If you find out from this, so can we expand this ratio like this? Over dollar. Write this. So in this case, AP cancel, and you have Canadian dollar over dollar. So we have Canadian dollar over Argentina pesos, which is 0.50 multiply by, and here we have AP over dollar, AP over, do we have AP over dollar? 3. 0.50 Canadian dollar over AP is 0.5, and this is 3. Answer is going to be how much? Five multiplied by 3, 1.5. So 1.5. So this 1.5 is equal to $1 is equal to 1.5 Canadian dollar. So how much you want to find out? So 100,000 Canadian dollar divided by 1.5. $1 is equal to 1.5 Canadian dollar. So if you exchange 100,000, answer going to be 66,667 US dollar. So I have pasted two solutions here, and we just did one method. The second method is here. So you see, we can also find out through this method, and we can also find out through this method. So whichever you find it easy, you can do that. Answer going to be same, whatever whatever you method follow. Either you find out the dollar over Canadian dollar ratio, or either you find out Canadian dollar over dollar. At the end, you need to convert 100,000 Canadian dollar into US dollar. Answer going to be the same. So any question? I have seen your group activity, and I think everything is fine and everything is good. Okay, so let's move forward. Now, currency derivatives. So what this chapter is all about, the foreign exchange markets, right? Now, currency derivative markets. We talked about the spot market. We talked about the quotations and all those stuff. And now the currency derivatives. So currency derivative market is that market in which we can buy the currencies through derivatives. And what do we mean by? And there are three kinds of derivatives. One is forward, future, and options. Number one, forward contract. Forward contract means this is the agreement between foreign exchange dealer and the MNC that specifies the currency to be exchanged at exchange rate at a date to which transaction will be occurred. So in a sense, what is forward exchange rate? So this is the agreement between two parties. Of course, one is going to be seller and one is going to be buyer. So in this case, if MNC is going to buy this, MNC is going to be the customer or buyer, and through which you are buying, that is called the dealer or agent, right, or bank. So a forward contract have three characteristics. Number one, the initial date when contract is going to be starting. So for example, a company need to buy $1 million after 30 days. So they purchase the product and payment going to be delivered after 30 days. So now they are worried about the exchange rate movement. The exchange rate going to increase or decrease. So they want to fix their, they want to lock their rate. So right now, for example, the rate is in Canadian dollar 0.70 Canadian dollar. So if you are in Canada, if the MNC is Canada, and they want to buy from US, and they need to pay $1 million to the US, person to whom they are buying. They are worried about that, whether at the end of 30 days, this rate can appreciate. When Canadian dollar appreciate or depreciate, it has effect on their dollar payments, because they need to convert their currency, home currency, into foreign currency, into dollars. Home currency Canadian dollar converted into US dollar. So now they are worried about that, whether the rate gonna increase or decrease. So remember, forward contract. Contract, it means both parties, buyers and sellers, those who want to buy and those who want to sell, they are obligated to fulfill the contract. Obligated to fulfill the contract. So if contract here for time is 30 days, and the rate must be given. The rate at which the contract is going to be negotiated, we call this forward rate. FR, forward rate. forward rate, right? So there's going to be two dates: initial date, contract expiration date. There's going to be forward rate here at the end of the contract. No matter how much is the rate in the market, whether the market rate is right now, for example, they contracted as 0.75. So $1 they will buy from the seller at 0.75 Canadian dollar per dollar. If the rate is right now is 0.85 or 0.65, whatsoever here at this time, you will follow your contract at forward rate 0.75. Whether the rate has increased or decreased, whatsoever, you will just buy from the seller at 0.75, right? So this is the specification of forward contract. A forward contract, now again, agreement between foreign exchange dealer and the buyer, which is MNC, that specified currency, that's $1 million, to be exchanged, the exchange rate, which is called forward rate, date at which the transaction will occur, time period. So the characteristics are, we must have a forward rate, because no matter how much is the spot rate, how much is the market rate, whatsoever, this is a contract and it must be obligated. So forward market is over the counter market where forward contracts are traded, which means forward markets are those where these forward contracts are traded, are, are signed. We call this market forward market, and it is customized market. It means if you need $10, you can customize rate. If you need $1,000, if you need $250, $250,000, whatsoever, it can be customized according to individual needs. Right, guys? Anyone who don't understand the forward contract? Tiffany, PD, Ichie, Sofyan, Lancelot, I got your response. Rujier, Oliver, understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Good. We will be doing some numerical question on currency forward contracts as well, so don't worry about that. So the next one is future contract. Future contracts are similar to forward contracts, just one thing, they are of standard volume. They are not over the counter, they are not customized. For example, one contract, if you enter into a contract is only for $100,000. And if you need $1 million, how many contracts you need to sign? 10 contracts. And if you need $750,000, how many contracts you need to sign? Either 7 contracts or either 8 contracts. If you sign 7 contracts, you will get 700,000. If you get 8 contracts, you will get 800,000, because that is